My girlfriend is
Cheers.
26 and I am 28. We've been dating for over a year, and I've met her parents a few times, but just things like dinners. A bit of a cultural difference. My girlfriend made me promise not to get into a discussion with her dad on politics or religion. I was fine with that. I'm not going to change his mind. Her dad never hid the fact that he didn't respect me. He kept making comments about teachers and other nonsense. No reason to get in a fight. I'm sure that's what he
Mm-hmm.
wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly ignored him, but he never let it go. He was a total ass.
Yeah, and
Everyone
you
was
good boy, yeah?
uncomfortable,
You
and
just
her
good
family
boy.
avoids
You sitting
confrontation with her
and
dad.
listening.
My girlfriend and her mom tried to change the subject, but they never stood up to him. I was done with his shit and told my girlfriend she could say something or I would be more than happy to. She begged me not to make a
Oh,
scene. So I didn't. I went upstairs, packed up, thanked everyone, and left. I
nice,
told my
bro.
girlfriend she should
Nice. You have
stay
some
and get her parents
self-respect,
or
yeah?
brother to drive her home. We don't live together. I went on to the resort and enjoyed my weekend.
Good. Good
My
for you, my
girlfriend has been trying
friendina.
to
Good for you.
apologize, but when I asked what she said to her dad when I left and what he
Nothing, yeah?
said, she still never
Of
confronted him.
course.
He never took responsibility. Sounds like he continued to insult me after I left. I've never seen her so avoidant. She's only like that around her dad. Her
Yeah, because they just sitting and take everything, and you in first, yeah, first seconds, I think you just good boy, you just sitting here in hallway, like a carpet, and people come in, they clean the shoes on you, like carpet. But no, no, my friend Genie, you have some self-respect now, Good, good for you, my friend. Good for you.
only solution seems to hope that he'll eventually lighten up. Do I tell her to stop being afraid, or she needs to confront her dad? Do I confront him and put him on blast?
Of course,
Or
my
is this
friend
a learning
Genie.
experience that we're just not compatible? Best comments. Have you asked your girlfriend how her father punishes those who disagree with him? There's a reason that people avoid conflict. Out of fear, out of a desire to please, or out of habit. You need to find out which so that your GF can decide whether she wants to change her tactics with him. There are 3 ways to handle this. Number 1, avoid seeing him altogether. As you said, you're never going to change his mind, and let your girlfriend decide if she's happy to see her family without you. Number 2, confront the asshole and tell him you may disagree with each other, but that respect should be mutual. You're not going to respect a man who treats you
Of
poorly.
course.
You could really dig the knife in and say, a man who
Cheers.
is certain of his beliefs shouldn't need to condescend or tear down those who don't agree with him. Ask him if his faith isn't strong enough to be questioned. Number 3, break up. It's up to you. Update number 1, 5 days later. I appreciated all the comments. A
Mhm.
significant number
And
of
what you do, my
comments
friend Genia?
said
What you
I
do?
shouldn't ask nor expect her to stand up to her dad, so I didn't. I also don't want to break up with her, but we're setting
What you mean, bro? This guy just talking shit about you, and she sitting around, like she a little girl, but she grown adult. What you mean you shouldn't expect her to stand up for you? She's your girlfriend, and it doesn't matter if it's her dad or anything else. Some dude just disrespect you. You're sitting around like good boy in corner. You're sitting smiling, and she just doing nothing, and you just agree with that. What the hell, bro? This crazy to me. Yo,
expectations, and she can decide if she can live with them. I started by apologizing for leaving her and not
yo,
continuing our vacation as
that's
planned.
crazy to
She
me.
also apologized for not leaving with me Thursday night. She wasn't mad I left. She knew I was frustrated with him and the promise I made to her. However, she was hoping things would be better in the morning.
She would hoping you forget about that, and just everything be like before. She don't wanna find a solution. She's just trying to act like nothing happened. It's not solution, just dump. And you don't wanna do anything too. You just okay, my girlfriend, my future wife, who was supposed to be, my take my back. She's just sitting around and doing nothing. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be doing nothing. And just what wrong with you, my friend Dino? Yo, it's your life. Do what you wanna do, my friend.
She ended up spending the
Cheers.
weekend with her family. She wanted to spend time with her brother, sister, and mom. One promising comment she said is they basically ignored and excluded her dad from everything they did that weekend.
Yeah, nice
I asked if
solution.
her dad physically abused her or her mom, and she was really taken aback by this. She got a little upset at me and said he would never lay a hand on his family. She asked why I'd even ask, and I said her family was so reluctant to stand up to him, even going as far as asking me to promise not to that. I thought they might be afraid he'd react physically. She said that's just how he is, but he's gotten worse the last few years. He thinks his family shouldn't question or criticize him, especially not in his own home. We set clear boundaries. I will never go to his
Yeah,
house
but
again
but
if
he
that's his
can,
attitude, unless things
disrespect other
change
people
drastically.
because
If they
it's
want to
his
visit in the
house. What
future,
the
it will
hell?
be at my house, or if we get to that point, our house. I won't ignore or defer, though. I asked if she would be okay having little or no contact in the future if his behavior continues. She was very reluctant to promise that and feels he'll eventually change his attitude. I told her she doesn't
Yeah.
have to ask him to apologize or even pretend to like me, but it's all in his court and depends completely on how he acts. She won't stand up to him, so I'm taking it out of her hands and doing it myself. I don't care if I ever see them again. We're spending Christmas with my family. They absolutely love her, and she has a good relationship with my mom. My parents live close, and my girlfriend is becoming my mom's favorite. I think my mom is starting to like her more than me. LOL. Our parents haven't met each other. They wouldn't put up with his crap. I put up with that
Yeah,
garbage and personal attacks of her dad and didn't respond
because you're a
because my
good boy, yeah?
girlfriend
Yeah,
specifically
yeah,
asked me
yeah,
not
yeah,
to
yeah.
argue.
Yeah, you
Plus, he wants to play the victim,
it's dumb.
wants to pretend everyone looks down on him. That's where we're at. I understand my girlfriend's family dynamics. I'm not mad at her anymore. I'm a little disappointed, not gonna lie. She's a product of her upbringing and unlike to change. Fortunately, she's not like that in the rest of our relationships. Best comments. I don't know if
Yeah,
I would believe
yeah,
he
yeah,
hasn't
yeah, yeah.
abused them. She got offended and said no. But I've been in similar situations and vehemently insisted there was no physical abuse when there was. Denying and ignoring is necessary for survival, even when you're not living with the parent anymore. She has to protect her family who is still living with him, and admitting something like that could blow up their lives. I wouldn't have kids until she can stand up to or goes
I
low
agree
contact
with
with her
that.
dad.
I'm agree
I
with
wouldn't
that.
want that toxic nonsense around my children and for them to be trained to cower whilst granddad
Yeah,
rants
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
whatever. That's if the
Just to
relationship
do it
looks like
whatever he want, and everyone sitting around and like act like nothing happened. Just it's not solution. It's just living in La La Land, with pony in fairy tales. You just make like nothing happened. Today he act crazy, tomorrow we forget about that, and nothing happened. If you want to live like that, come on, my friend, come on.
it's eventually going that way. She said her father is getting worse. This happened to my lovely uncle. It was a symptom of diabetes. It also happened to my husband. It was a symptom of borderline diabetes. It happened to another uncle. It was a symptom of a brain tumor. It can also be a symptom of dementia.
It also can be a symptom of shit person. But who knows? Everything can be true. Like, subscribe, love you. Cheers.